You're listening to After the Review with Peter and Terrell. New episodes of our podcast are available every Tuesday afternoon on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Podbean. If you like our content, remember to comment, share, and subscribe, and enjoy the episode. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is After the Review with Peter and Terrell. I'm your host, Peter, and with me, as usual, is Terrell. What's up, Terrell?
Hey, Pete. How's it going?
It's getting a little crazy out there. Everything going on with, in our country right now. So, I'm gonna throw it to you if you got anything to say about everything that's going on right now.
I do have a couple things to say. I think it's very sad that what's going on right now. There needs to be change. I do think change is coming. It's just gonna, like we've been saying that for a while. Like we want change, and change needs to happen. But I think this might be a real time. I've never seen anything like this really. It's getting a little violent though. I don't condone that. I don't like that at all. But the protest is coming in masses, and I feel like some change is really going to happen. I think this is going to really open people's eyes, and people are going to get out to vote. Do the right thing. And there's a lot of people who are speaking out who aren't Black people. That means a lot. I've had a couple people text me. My white friends text me. Like, I'm sorry what you're going through. Like I've never seen it through his eyes, and different things like that. So that means a lot, and I really do think some things are going to change about all this. So I think America's in a really rough place right now, but I think after all this, we're going to lead in the right place. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I agree. Things are definitely wild out there. I had pretty simple things. Is like if you have questions, ask people. I've been asking my Black friends questions and having discussions with them. Talk to people about their experiences. Share your experiences. Listen, learn, educate. Don't shame people for asking these questions, or don't shame people for telling you their answers. It's just that simple. We need to have a dialogue clearly, and people need to talk to each other, because I've learned a lot of things that I didn't know. Like people talking about teachers in elementary school I went to with, like, there was a bad race issue there. It's like I had no clue about stuff like that. So I think it's good. It is getting I think the protests are getting hijacked by a certain group of people, and things are getting a little over the top with everything. But yeah, I think change is coming. Change is needed. Everyone's hopefully going to go do the right thing and vote in November. Register, educate yourself, learn who the people are and who can do what for your community, because it really starts. I know people say, well, my vote doesn't matter and stuff like that, but it's like, you're right, your one vote doesn't matter. But if 50 million people decide, okay, I'm going to go vote, 50 million votes matters,
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like...
strength in numbers.
Yes, the snowflake doesn't blame itself for the avalanche, but, you put all the snowflakes together, you got an avalanche. So let's have an avalanche of good and an avalanche of change. A lot of athletes have come out and said a lot of stuff. I know the Lakers had a pretty united post. I know you like that. Your boy LeBron, you wanted to quote that for a second.
If you went with us, you against us.
Yeah, if you went with us, you against. I thought that was just a playoff hype thing for at first when I saw that. Like everyone, I'm being a little sarcastic over here. I knew what it was about, but people be doubting Braun. I like that. You ain't with us, you against us. So that was really good. Richard Sherman's great. I know Richard Sherman gets all the shit in the world for being, the crap talker of crap talkers in the NFL, but the man did have like a 3.8 at Stanford. He's a very bright guy.
Very educated guy, yeah.
Yes, a very educated guy. So he just likes to that's why he's good at shit talking. He knows what to say. And I just wanted to read the quote he had. He's like, he said, I'm impressed with the white QBs speaking up, because those are the voices that carry different weight than the Black voices for some people, which means people who refuse to listen to Black athletes' perspectives will hear the same thing from the perspective of a white person, but the message will be received differently. So it's awesome that more people are speaking out, because in sports you really have a love and appreciation for your fellow man regardless of race. And that's what makes sports so special, because a lot of stereotypes are torn down. You really get to know each other and not judge each other based off of nonsense. And I thought that was perfect from him.
I agree. Spot on. Typical Richard Sherman coming through with truthness and really putting it full circle for all of us. So yeah,
it's spot on. All right, let's move into sports, I guess, for what little sports we have. The three major league. Yes, hopeful season. Hockey has a plan to come back, it looks like. Basketball's about to announce their plan to come back. Baseball seems a little further off with their plan. They keep sending proposals back and forth to each other. I guess we can start with some puck. Hockey seems to be set. They don't have a date yet, but they have an entire format. The season's over, and we're going straight into the playoffs.
Going straight into playoffs. Right now, they call it phase one. Playoffs is over. Just kind of self-quarantining, and then phase two is their next step. Is they do some small groups on the ice.
Yeah,
on the ice in early June. So that could be like right now, this week or so. And then phase three is when they do team training, no earlier than the first half of July. And the phase four is when they'll actually start playing, and I'm assuming that it's in late July.
Yeah. I like the format they're doing. So normally it's 8 teams from the West, 8 teams from the East, and you kind of, play your 1-8 best of 7 series for the Cup. But they expanded it to 12 in each conference, and then I like the first 4 teams in each conference get a bye, and then the bottom, 8 teams play a head-to-head playoff best of 5 series. But then while that's going on, those top 4 teams play a round-robin tournament to seed themselves 1-4 for the next round, which is really good. I like you can play, the top 4 teams are rewarded for their seasons they had. They get to play competitive, semi-competitive games, to try and get back into shape while other guys are playing for their playoffs. And then everybody who's on the fringe gets in, which is kind of nice too.
That is super nice. I'm super excited about this, how it happens. How it came together. I'm proud of hockey for, just figuring it out and making it and getting it done, unlike the other two, like baseball and basketball, who's been dragging their feet.
My man Adam Silver on top of it.
Yeah. I know you're not a big fan of Adam Silver right now. I'm a big Adam Silver fan. You're not, so that's gonna be our biggest rift there from this going forward, I think, between me and you about all this, how this all shakes out. But going back to hockey, yeah, I'm excited. They got 10 city hubs that they said they would possibly choose from, and they'll choose 2 of the hubs. I know we were talking, we were hoping that possibly Dallas would be one of the cities that they choose.
I would think because
hockey.
Dallas is open. I mean, Texas is basically open. The governor said
open.
Governor said pro sports can start June 1st. At 25%, and we can have 25% capacity in stadiums. So I don't see why you wouldn't if you're hockey. Like, we can we can make some money off of this stuff. Why wouldn't you?
I just don't think they're gonna do it. It's not gonna look well. It's not gonna look good, I guess I would say, for hockey. But I guess it's like they have fans in the stands. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because they're already gonna let. I'm assuming what I've heard from basketball is that they're letting families come and be in the stands. So that's already like. Some odd, I don't know, some people in the stands or whatever. So if you let fans in the stands too, now, those fans could affect the families affect the players. But I guess obviously you can keep those separate, but I'm just saying.
It's just so weird that, like, soccer, the German soccer league, the Bundesliga, has been playing, and they've been doing interesting stuff for fans. Like, I know we've seen the cardboard cutouts of places or of fans. I saw a Dutch soccer team use like a Zoom call and put everybody on a Zoom call around the stadium to watch the game. So I'm like, that was pretty cool. It was obviously
break that down a little bit more. Like, so you were what they put like the Zoom meeting was like the broadcasting cameras?
So it was like, so you know how in the NFL draft they had like the Zoom call with the fans in the background, like they had the video squares of all the fans. It was like that, but the TV, I guess the little banner goes around the entire stadium, like the video board feed.
Oh, cool.
So they just had like everyone was screens everywhere, so it looked like there were fans all over the place, at least watching it live. It was very interesting to see. I know. And it's weird just watching games on Fox. Fox pipes in crowd noise, and it feels better, but it's kind of weird. Because I know they talked about that for football possibly, and I'm seeing it implemented in soccer. It's like you hear all this cheering and screaming, you're like, wait a minute. There's nobody there. So it's a little, I have a little weird with it. I would like fans. Sports is a lot better when there's fans watching. Sure. But maybe you can't have the families at the games, but you don't want to do that either. So, yeah, maybe they aren't picking Dallas then. They're going to do something like that.
I mean, Dallas is probably what they could, I don't know, what benefits do they get from choosing a city that's open and not open? You know what I mean?
That's true. Are you saying if you're open, you're more at risk?
you more at
like
risk,
players going out and stuff like
or is there
that.
more possibilities for you to do things like I don't know, like the food options and different things like that, and hotel. Obviously hotels will be open. And I don't know, just different possibilities versus like a city who would not be open, and maybe you're limited on what you can cater in and all this other stuff. So I don't know, maybe there's a pro and con list of having you know choosing an open city and a not open city. So
Well,
maybe Dallas is still on the list.
there's people who make a lot more money than we do that are tasked with figuring this
Yeah,
out.
eventually one day I hope I get tasked with
Figure,
figuring it out.
oh yeah, you're gonna figure out my college football fix that we talking about that I'm
Yeah,
digging up, but I can't announce to everybody so they can't steal my idea.
we'll bring that to the pod here later. Yeah,
Yeah,
I brought it to the
eventually.
table for you.
Eventually. All right, let's get into You want to do the NBA next because you have
NBA next year. I don't have a ton of information on the NBA other than I think some obvious things that are obvious to most people that they are pretty much going to choose Disney in Orlando. Um, we know they're going to try to start for July 31st,
I
and
hated that.
I heard
I
I know you hate that, but hockey's kind of doing the same thing. You're not mad at them. They seem like they're going to start late July too.
Well, hockey didn't put a
Um,
hard date on. NBA put a hard date on. Is like we're starting July 31st.
okay, I see what you
And
mean.
I was like, it's not even June when they came up with this plan yet. We have no idea what things are going to look like. I mean, shoot. Adam Silver made that call Friday, and the world is a hell of a lot different on Monday. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
and so
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
I
right.
would say shoot early, and you can always push it back. I know fans are going to be disappointed, but it's way
Well, I think
worse if you're waiting and you could have started.
yeah, you're right. That and they think they're gonna go to like into late October.
Yeah,
I
so
think that's what I heard.
they're gonna compete with the NFL. That's not
That
great.
they kind of have to. I think that like, and then they would. No. I'm sorry. Excuse me. To late September, and then October would be like the start of free agency, and then the draft will be around there too. Excuse me.
And
So
then
to late September.
are we looking? Maybe we're having a New Year's Day start to the NBA season next year, or like
I think Christmas Day, which this is like out of all this, that's what I'm excited about the most.
the
Is that
future movement of the
there's
NBA season.
the first movement of the NBA season. It was thrown around beforehand, like like they should try to do this before all this started, and then now it's kind of like they almost got forced in their hands, so they're gonna see how it works out. I just don't know how they ever get back to the normal schedule without just giving somebody a super short summer.
They
Um,
they don't need to go back to the normal schedule.
I know,
I'm
I
pretty sure
agree.
I've said this on the podcast before. I know you've heard me say it plenty of times. Like I don't watch basketball till Christmas Day. Really, like I really don't care until
Yeah,
Christmas
you
Day.
don't you don't watch it till Christmas Day. I watch it before then. I have Braun and Ben
It just
Simmons.
doesn't matter is the problem. It
I mean, not that you're not wrong, but like you just see a lot of these players who come out of nowhere, like it's like the when players who win most outstanding player, or like these players who take the next leap. That's when you see it is before is early in the year. He's like, oh, this guy's good, or you see this seems good, yeah, this and that, or teams who struggle early on. But you're right, it doesn't really start mattering until Christmas Day, which I'm excited if they start on Christmas Day. That means we'll have basketball all the way through the summer. No offense to baseball, but it's nice to have basketball in the summer
well,
and not just be watching
why can't you?
baseball.
Well, they can also just move basketball back a little because when does basketball usually ends middle of June, right?
Or
Towards the
early June,
yeah, early June. It's
middle
over.
of
So
June,
if
yeah,
we
the season
finish,
finals.
what July 4th weekend instead, you push it back. You know?
I mean, they start right now in October, right? Like early October, no, mid October. So we're
No,
talking
and
about
they moved that back recently. They're like Halloween
they
now.
did.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah, it's
Halloween
like right
now.
around Halloween. So like we're talking about 2 extra months ish. So in all November, pretty much all December. So you talking about like end of July almost, early August
Well, they could also
ish.
condense the first round. You can get rid of this best of seven crap in the first round. That's not
I think they need
competitive.
to do that.
Yeah.
I need that. There's a couple ways I think you probably could solve that, but they need to do best out of five. I don't think they're gonna do it in this format they got coming up because it just doesn't seem fair, especially with no home court advantage.
Well,
Um,
they are gonna. What are they? 22 teams. They said basically the only thing that they could come to an agreement on was Zion's in the playoffs this year. We want him this year in the playoffs to get eyes.
they've got 22 teams. I don't know what the whole holdup is, and I know some players have came out and said like, no, Dame Lillard said he doesn't really want to play if he's not you have a chance to get into the playoffs, which I kind of understand. It's like, why am I getting myself worked up for 5 games? Go to Orlando, play 5 games. They don't really matter unless I get a play-in game. So, but it looks like they're gonna do 22 teams with a couple play-in games. Um,
I like the World Cup format that they proposed that kind of got shot down. That was, what was it? It was like the top 4 teams in each conference get their own like group. So there's 8 groups, and then you fill out the groups, and you play 2 and 2 against those teams. So you play 6 games, and then the top 2 teams advance into the like a playoff style bracket.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the time to experiment with things. I feel like you got to keep it close to the vest and keep it East-West. 1-8.
Oh no, they're already
2-7.
getting. I heard they were getting rid of East-West. I thought it was just gonna be straight seeds now.
Is it?
That's what the talk was, that it's just everyone who's in is in, and we're gonna seed them when we get to 16 or whatever.
16. So they have like, okay. I heard that's why I guess I brought that up because I kind of heard that too. In a way, not directly that, but I heard that some people were preaching please have East-West. So we'll see what happens.
It doesn't even really matter this year because it's pretty balanced, I would say. I mean, the top 2 teams in the West, the top teams in the East are pretty. I would say they're close. They're definitely close. And I laugh though. Even with the realignment, the Sixers would play the Celtics in the playoffs. Like, of course we would, because screw us. So I left it.
You don't like the matchup with the Celtics?
No, the Celtics always. I hate playing the Celtics. We've beaten them. We've done well this year, but Brad Stevens just destroys Brett Brown when it comes to coaching, and I can't trust Joel Embiid with the head games that they play with him against. When Boston plays with him. I don't know. I hate that matchup. I'm always gonna hate that matchup. I hate the Celtics. So. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Hopefully, maybe they'll scoot it up. I don't like that July 31st start date because, like you said, we're going to be running super late at this point. But as long as LeBron gets a legit shot at the title, I'm okay with that. Even though Tam Patrick had a great quote. He's like, well, there's only going to be an asterisk on it if LeBron wins. If LeBron wins, there's an asterisk on this title because
100%.
It's LeBron. We'll find a way to asterisk it. But if Giannis wins it, nobody's going to asterisk Giannis if he wins the title.
No, I don't.
But
you know what? Whatever. This is something LeBron absolutely couldn't deal with. Like, this is nothing in his control at all. Like, this whole deal that happened, like this pandemic, like there's nothing he can control. But they'll put asterisks on it, whatever. But this isn't like something he did or a lockout. This is like something we've never seen before. So it's like super unfair to him. But yeah, we'll totally put asterisks on it if he wins it all. One more basketball thing I wanted to say. I guess that's it. I don't know.
You sure? Hey, you know what they'll say. Jordan never won a shortened season.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's so bad.
Yeah. We'll see how this works out. Oh yeah, no, I'm excited to see what this is supposed to be. Approved Thursday. Sorry, that's what I'm gonna say.
That's why
approved Thursday.
They're a little. It feels like they're really playing reactionary a little bit. The NBA instead of being proactive and making all their calls and stuff.
I think they're just super cautious about it all, which I totally understand. But I know you want more of an aggressive approach, and I think if they figured out how they can handle, and obviously we don't know what's going on behind the door, so I'm sure there's like TV stuff you got to figure out and all that stuff. But if they figured out how they're gonna handle the whole, like, if someone has corona, someone tests positive for it, and like how they're gonna handle that, and like how they're gonna handle the hub cities and like keep people safe. I think they should be able to just go forward and just play basketball, and the rest of the stuff is easy. Figuring out the format and all that stuff is, in my opinion, super easy. It's more keeping these players safe. Like if LeBron does come test positive, like that kind of screws the Lakers. Like what's the process in that of figuring it out? And like, does he have to sit out? Is he out for is he out 2 weeks? Like
he's covering it up. He's no, I'm not positive.
The mask or what? Yeah, like I don't know.
He comes out in the mask.
I you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Does he have to wash his hands every time out? Like I truly don't know. So it's interesting to figure out. Maybe that's really what's holding them up, and I don't know. But what I heard early on is if basketball got into Labor Day, that's when they're going to get in trouble because obviously we know what Labor Day is. It's like college football season. It's every channel has college football on, so I'm going to be interested to see how that's going to work out between
Then
college
and now,
football
yeah,
happening
then and now.
and then in basketball and then and now and then we have hockey. Like are we going to start seeing are we going to see games on TBS? Like what is going to happen? Like I'm not mad at it, but hey, we'll see.
Well, college football is for sure happening. We know that everybody's opened up. Everyone's back at universities because the
Hmm.
numbers say young people, not a big deal. So everyone's going to be there practicing, getting ready for the season. So, like you said, SEC could have a game probably next week, and there's it. You said 100,000 fans. I'm saying we need to get at least 50,000 people to show up to an SEC game next week.
For sure.
So
For
that's
sure.
like
Are
that.
these older coaches that scared though, at risk or anything? Not, I mean,
I,
they're at
I
risk.
don't.
Are they like nervous?
I don't know. I
Like Mac
mean,
Brown, is he like nervous to coach? Is he gonna be coaching like in a hazmat suit? No, like not to make jokes, but like you know,
yeah, I get it. Have you met a football coach that who coaches for his health though?
that's true.
This is not like this is the most. You don't
Okay,
find
but
too many
like
old coaches out there that are living long,
okay,
healthy
but
lives.
I know, but having like a like nah, I don't want to say diabetes, but having like high blood pressure or low
More,
whatever,
yeah, it's
that's
more.
much different than than having the virus that can like for sure kill you or whatever. So
I don't know. It's a thing. Anybody who knows a football coach, that man wants to die on that football field. I think. Just
no, yeah, no, I totally agree, but like I don't know, his wife's gonna kick him. It's
yeah.
another thing. The wife comes in, it's like, hey, listen,
You ain't doing this.
yeah, like they can ignore, they can hide the, gotta go to the doctor on the side, and he says I need to chill, but I'm not really listening to him. This whole coronavirus, so it's a little more serious. So I don't know. I'm with you. I think they're gonna be out there. They're not really gonna care. They're gonna have probably the best doctors in the world to take care of them. And now the last one, last but least, but baseball.
Baseball. So it doesn't seem like the baseball is close. The owner sent out a thing a couple weeks ago, I think, and it was like 80 games. The pay scale was all messed up. Like guys were getting no money, and that was weird. So then the players sent back this week. They want a 114 game season, run through July through October. Expanded playoffs, which I like. Get more teams involved. They're gonna have what are they gonna have? Oh, they're gonna have the players mic'd up and stuff. Off-season home run derby, all-star game to try and generate more revenue. But I don't know if baseball gets played because there's a ton of cheap-ass owners out there that are okay with not playing the season because they'll make more money just not playing the season, paying players and making the season instead of paying full price for players. And I know the Pirates owner stopped paying 401k, paying into 401ks for employees, and then the A's cut all their minor leaguers because they wouldn't write. The A's owner didn't want to write the check for them. So it feels like baseball more than anybody has some real cheap ass owners out there that are kind of not doing the right thing for the right reasons for the sport.
Yeah, I don't. Gosh, I'm totally lost in this whole baseball deal. To be honest with you, there's a lot going back and forth, and I just feel like these owners should just pay up. Honestly, it's just take it as like you're still gonna be fine at the end of the day. Just take the L, play baseball. That's what everyone wants to do. That's why you're an owner. You own a baseball team because you want your team to play baseball. Just play baseball. Figure it out. I
But
think
it's not. They see it. The problem is, I think there's a lot of owners out there that see it as a money making thing because there is no cap floor, no cap maximum in baseball. They can, slash salaries to as cheap as they need to.
and that's really this kind of shitty. Like, let's admit that's shitty. If you just see it as like, I guess not. I mean, if you're,
I mean,
I
no,
don't have, I
no,
don't have
it's
millions of
definitely
dollars,
it's
billions of dollars.
shitty. Yeah, because they're worth
Yeah,
$1 billion. They're worth billions of dollars, and they're doing it as just a moneymaker instead of, oh, sports are a lot more than just, print me money and stuff like that. There's plenty of other better investments you can go do than
yeah.
that. I mean, yeah, sport. Like, look at how valuable sports are. Every time we see a team sold now, the price just keeps jumping up and up and up. So they're valuable, but it's like you do it for a lot of reasons. And I understand baseball's issue because if you put a cap floor and a cap maximum, you limit guys because you don't get as many of these ridiculous contracts, and then the players union's never going to be okay with that because they're all about the players. But it is kind of weird in today's day and age that they're so cheap.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why they're so cheap. I feel like I don't know. It's baseball make is
It's a big
baseball making a lot of money nowadays or what?
Yeah, the baseball makes a ton of money if they play. I mean, baseball stadiums are sold out left and right if your team's good, if you put a good product out there. I mean, and the TV deals, because all the TV deals are local TV deals. I mean, the Yankees just print money. That's all they do.
I've heard some owners do the right thing, like, hey, we're gonna keep the minor league players, we're gonna pay everybody, we're gonna figure this out. Because push come to shove, they have enough money like to do it. I've also heard other teams cut players and do all this other stuff, which
I know.
I understand business decisions, but I mean, I feel like I always feel like these organizations who have a lot of money at the top, like they have a lot of money and they can ride this wave of like this uncertainty and this whole deal. Why don't you just do it?
Yeah.
Do the right thing. Take care of your employees. Show you care. You always talk about how we care about the employees, do this and that and all that stuff. But if push themselves, you only care about the bottom line, then what does that really show? Like if you really can make this work, then I feel like you just keep everyone employed and ride the wave or whatever.
It just shows the difference between a well-run franchise and a poorly run franchise, and why the same teams are constantly good and usually winners, and the same teams, especially in baseball, are always terrible and don't win because owners are cheap, players know they're cheap, and it just compounds stuff. Like I seriously doubt that everybody can't ride this out from an owner standpoint and help out. I know David Price for the Dodgers is paying $1,000 a week to minor league players to help out, which is really nice. Just everyone's helping out and to get it. It's a whole thing. Baseball is weird. I hope they play. I need them to play. The Yankees can win the World Series this year, so please play. I want that. A little bit of personal bias, but I don't know. We'll see. I did see this that the NFL owner or the NFL referees may hold out.
Why?
They're afraid of getting coronavirus, and they say it's not worth it. It's like they said it's every time we look, the NFL referees are making a fool of football.
They'll find replacements.
Yeah, we saw how well that worked the last time with the Phil Mary.
Yeah, I know, but still, they'll find replacements.
It's terrible. And then I like how we said last week that both those rule changes we thought were going to get approved, and both of them got tabled real quick thanks to Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, I feel like nowadays, like these defensive minded coaches, like there's no way, like the chances of me, like not the chances of them stopping somebody, but like the 4th and 15 isn't that hard nowadays, honestly.
I just think coaches don't want they don't want the option for more choices because it's more of a chance for them to mess up and make the wrong decision and be second guessed. Like they just want things to be really simple and easy, so you're not getting second guessed. Like you're getting second. Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, you don't want to get second guessed. And then the Sky booth, we had this whole thing on the Sky booth. You thought, why do you think that they turned down the Sky official?
Just another person. It's like someone randomly. Well, like what viewpoint do they have? Are they going to be in New York?
I told you they're at the top. They're at the top of the stadium, like in Atlanta, looking down with an iPad, and they're just kind of guessing. They drop a flag from the top of the roof if they see something.
Yeah, I don't know. They're gonna be in New York. Are they actually gonna be in the booth? And then what's their viewpoint? Are they gonna be like in the coach's booth? Like obviously those two places are taken up. I guess where they sit where that red hat, the anonymous red hat sits in the booth, like to watch people for concussions, I guess. But I don't know. I understand like the angle could be cut off, or they're gonna use a wildcat cam, and are they gonna be somewhere else? And like that's a whole delay in itself because it's a natural delay. And you're like someone's blowing a flag in from the last play, and they've already played the next one. Like I don't know. There's a couple things that could go wrong, but I kind of like the sky judge rule. I think it shows it'll help keep people honest, especially defense coaches. I bet they'll love it. So all these offensive coaches try to have all these gimmicks, little rubs and stuff that won't be able to get away with. So I think that's probably another thing why it got tabled is like, listen, hold on, they're to show all my tricks here. So yeah. It'll be interesting to see if it happens or not.
How many times have we seen, like on a replay, on the backside or something, somebody gets blown up, offensive or defensively, to set up the play? It's like, where the hell was this guy at? And it's like, oh, Wait, how did they miss that? Because everybody's watching, like we said, ball watching and stuff like that. You almost wish you just had computers everywhere that could, like on a video game, make all the correct decisions for you, and you don't even have to think about it. It's just instant.
I know, but don't we kind of like the human error sometimes, though? Like, sometimes it bounces your way, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you're like, okay, I'm okay with the human error sometimes.
Football,
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but baseball has been so much better since they put replay in, because baseball was always that. It's like, oh, it's part of the game. It's like, no, this is terrible. Humans are garbage, apparently, at being able to judge stuff. So let's just get it right and let, athletes be athletes. And that's coming from a guy who officiates. Yeah, and
yeah. I see what you're saying, but sometimes it's nice just to have, because sometimes it gets like too technology, then you rely on it, it goes down, it slows the game down. I think the biggest thing is let's not slow the game down. Like, the NFL game is already long as it is. Like,
it's not near as long as the college game, that's for sure, though.
That's true, but they kick it off and like, oh, going to commercial. Like, what, you literally brought me back just to show the kickoff.
No, they stopped doing that. They stopped doing that. That's a little bit of an old thing. Like, kick the extra point, commercial, kick the kickoff, commercial. They've gotten rid of that.
I know they cut one, but it's still one of them. They still go like. They kick the extra point.
They gotta make that money. They gotta make that paper.
I hear you. But I just like the kickoff and you go to commercial. But nowadays the quarterbacks will give it away though. They're like they won't run out to the field. They'll just walk out there and like, oh, we're going to commercial.
Yeah, they know, or they just tell. I do like when they sometimes think they're going to commercial and like the camera's on them and they're just kind of just chilling there and it's like, oh shit, the play clock's going.
They hit the little, your hand goes like in a circle motion, like, oh, we're going. Oh crap, okay.
And then they're like, they put their hands on the headphone, like on the helmet to try and hear, like, oh shit, he's calling a play.
Yeah,
it's panic mode. So we'll see that.
Definitely seen Mahomes do that a couple times, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know freaking Kirk does it all the time, and it's like, oh, it makes me look nervous. Like, oh no, Kirk, is he ready to play? What Kirk are we getting today? Because no quarterback looks calm and collected when he's putting his hands over the ears to hear in the helmet. It's just a bad look. But if anybody's ever heard what it sounds like, it's amazing that quarterbacks can even hear the play in their head.
I've actually heard it because fun story. Noel Mazzoni put him in the QB helmets at A&M during the springtime, so I was in charge of putting him in the helmets. So I actually know it's just like a loud super radio. Obviously, it's much harder in the stadium, but like it's just like a radio, not giving them like a radio in your ear. Like, it's not even like in your ear. It's just like a little orange dot that like spits out stuff,
noise, and a lot of times it's gargled and you can't really, it's not like crystal clear quality. It's got to be better than could you imagine what it was like 2002, like trying to listen into a helmet and a guy's calling a play in, or like in the 80s and 90s if they're calling shit in from the booth, like, good God, you care. What was it? Screw it, we're running something.
Yeah, they probably had a way shorter plays. It's probably like, for that reason, he's like, listen, you can't be giving me this sentence as a play. Just give me two things and I know what it is.
The old Sean, what was that? The Sean McVay, we got trips right, left, double wide, Y thing, that clip that went viral where he just like reads like a 20-minute play and it's like, yeah, that's just this simple play right here. It's like, what?
Banana pill or Y banana.
Spider 2 Y banana. That's the classic little tight end zig. That's John Gruden's favorite play. Come on, man. Oh, wow. Spider 2 boy banana. So, yeah. I don't know. I was just interested with the NFL officials and stuff like that. But I think that's going to do it for us this week. You got anything else?
Stay safe.
Yep. Everybody stay safe out there. And we'll see you all next week.